Welcome to Sports Geek Throwback. Here's your host, the Sports Geek himself, Sean Callanan.
G'day, I am Sean Callanan from Sports Geek, and welcome to Sports Geek Throwback, where I pick out the best bits from the Sports Geek podcast archive. For this week's Sports Geek Throwback, I go back to episode 317 with Drew Bentley, published back in January 2023. Drew Bentley was and still at the DC United. He's been with the club for 6 years. Will reconnect its seat in Nashville this June. Remember, if you need help with your digital marketing or sponsorship teams, please get in touch. That is what we do in applying the digital to dollars process to help your team build revenue. In this throwback episode, Drew and I discuss applying data analytics across ticketing and sponsorship. Remember, you can listen to the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com/317.
That's the piece I wanted to ask because, I play in the digital space and you hear the term fan engagement and it can be so wide and mean so many things to so many people. And so can analytics. You can say the word analytics to different people, to a ticketing person, to a digital person, to a sponsorship person, to a C-level executive, and they all have different understanding of it because everything can have analytics applied. And that was going to be my question of, a lot of people start their analytics journey around the ticketing because it is the richest data. It is people have turned up, you've got their data, if they've turned up or not turned up. You can look at their email comms and that kind of stuff. But then that widening of the almost whole of business, or, how does digital engagement connect with your ticketing? Is that what you mean by it's starting to widen up and you're taking that holistic view and trying to bring as many data points into the picture from your analytics, now role in that expansion piece?
100%. It's really understanding what are the tools and the technologies and the data that each department is utilizing and generating. How do we wrap our arms around that, pull that into a centralized place, which is obviously our data warehouse? And then how do we start to utilize that and provide a little bit more proactive recommendations to them so that their operations are a little bit less reactive? And how we like to kind of view our analytical support for the organization is in three real phases, right? There's the first phase, which is descriptive data. Can we accurately tell what has happened at our organization with our current set of circumstances? The second phase is then using a lot of that descriptive data to fuel our predictive models. So we can tell you what has happened. We can tell you what is likely to occur based on how things are going right now. Third and final phase is prescriptive. And that is, okay, we understand what has happened. We can tell you what likely will happen. What do we want to happen? How do we engineer those outcomes, whether it's people, whether it's process, whether it's technology? And I think we look at this across multiple departments. In the ticketing space, we're in that third and final prescriptive phase where we're saying, okay, if we want to hit X amount of season tickets in the next 5 years, here's what we need from a sales rep perspective, from a digital marketing perspective. Here's all these things we need to have together so that works. But for say on the corporate partnership side of things, we're still in phase one. We're still in the descriptive stage. We're still trying to make sure we have all of their information. Not only do we have their information, do we understand what it means? Because a lot of the people on my team have come up through the ticketing ranks. And so we understand that world a lot. We don't necessarily understand the corporate partnerships world as much, right? So it's a lot of questions, right? We're a very inquisitive group. And we sit down for just these meetings with our partnerships team to just say, help us better understand what this means. How do you guys usually sell inventory? We know how tickets are sold. We don't necessarily know as well how partnerships are sold. And so we've been through that for a full year now, and it's been exciting to understand how they actually, what their sales cycle looks like compared to a ticket sales.
If you like this Sports Geek Throwback episode, please check out the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com. Please share Sports Geek with your sports business colleagues. We appreciate you sharing. We love working with podcast listeners. Please get in touch so we can help your team. Go to sportsgeekhq.com/phone call. All Sports Geek episodes are available at sportsgeekhq.com and all podcast platforms.